Back to Rome, I'm Father Reed. Ciao, amici. We are here on what is perhaps one of the more photographed avenues, and also for Romans who know their history, one of the most disliked roads in the city of Rome, the Via della Conciliazione, the way of conciliation. It's actually a relatively short street. It runs from the Castel San Angelo, which is down there, to the magnificent Piazza San Pietro. It is precisely because St. Peter's lies at the far end that this short road is so photographed and so well known. And yet, only about 60 years ago, the Via della Conciliazione didn't even exist. What used to be here was the Borgo, neighborhoods that grew up around the original St. Peter's Basilica built by Constantine in the 4th century. Now, through the 5th to the 9th centuries, the Borgo grew, and eventually it contained hostels for pilgrims, and monasteries, and hospitals, and churches, and water fountains, and lavatories, and food vendors, blacksmith shops. Simply put, all those things necessary for travelers and pilgrims who were visiting the city. Some of the Borgo actually still exist behind the buildings on either side of me. Now, the St. Peter's Basilica that we know today was constructed in the 16th and 17th centuries on the site of the ancient 4th century church built by Constantine. But unlike today, there was no one main road from anywhere to the Piazza in St. Peter's. So walking the narrow, twisted streets of the Borgo, visitors and pilgrims must have felt like they were entering a maze until they rounded a corner, and just imagine yourself in their shoes, stumbling from the narrow, dark, cramped streets which were right here into what must have seemed like heaven itself. Well, in 1929, Mussolini and Pope Pius XI signed the Lateran Treaty, a conciliation of sorts between the Italian government and the Vatican, hence the name Conciliazione. To celebrate the signing, Mussolini conceived of this grand avenue to connect the city with the Vatican. And so today, my friends, this stunning and very familiar view actually runs counter to the design of St. Peter's Basilica, what it was originally intended to do for the visitor. The Via della Conciliazione took away, in a sense, that heart-stopping beauty that pilgrims traveled thousands of miles to experience. The point was to walk from the bustle of the world to the serenity of sacred space. The pilgrim stepping from the maze of the Borgo to an experience of God. Ironically, today, the avenue now serves at times as an extension of St. Peter's Square, for example, at peak pilgrimage moments such as Easter, or historical moments such as the funeral of Pope John Paul II. Well, to me, it's still breathtakingly magnificent. La Via della Conciliazione. Ciao amici, ci vediamo presto.